So instead of going through all the rest of the notes here, I just want to say this. When I first heard about this case, I thought that it was a case of parental alienation. I thought that the mother was basically being harassed by her ex. But then last week I saw that video with the father's lawyers explaining what was going on, and I changed my mind. Or I should say I started to change my mind. Because once I listened to those 911 calls, I absolutely believe that the court made the right decision when they placed the children with the father during the custody battle. I also believe that this person who is openly admitting, she's admitting it right on a taped line, calling the police, right, and admitting this on a taped line, that her domestic partner or her ex, whatever she wants to call him, is not supposed to be in the possession of any firearms, and he can't own any firearms. And she has purchased firearms for him. At one point in one of the 911 calls, the dispatcher asked if he had handguns. And she said she didn't know. She said she is not familiar enough with guns to know. She couldn't answer whether or not a gun was a handgun. And she's out there buying guns for this guy. She has 4 kids and she doesn't know where the guns are. You know, when people say that we need more gun control laws, I say we already have enough gun control laws. What we need is to prosecute. We need to hold people accountable when they break the laws that we already have. And this case, in my opinion, with what I heard on those 911 calls that are blasted all over social media, that person, if what she is saying is true, in my opinion, she richly deserves to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Buying firearms for somebody who is not legally allowed to own or to possess firearms is against the law. Hello. It is a very serious issue that needs to be addressed, in my opinion. The neglect of her as a parent to be supplying this guy with firearms, and then to not have any knowledge of the firearms herself, and to not even know where they were located. In my opinion, that speaks volumes as to which parent the children should be living with. You know, the father seems a little bit off, and there were some calls that he made that she taped that made him sound even more off. And his girlfriend or wife or whatever she is, she seems a little bit like she's a little too involved with what's going on. I do believe that the father needs to step up and be the one who's actually fighting the battle. I don't think it should be the girlfriend. In that video last week, it sounded like the girlfriend actually took the child in for some medical care. Well, where the hell was the father? Why is the girlfriend able to do that, and yet they're claiming they can't take the kids in for counseling without the mother's signature. Well, if you can take the kids in for all that other testing, sure seems to me like the signature issue is kind of fluffed out, right? Especially when the court is saying the kids need to be in counseling. So, just my gut hunch on this, I think the girlfriend should kind of back it off a little bit and realize that she is not the children's mother. And if she could get herself into some counseling, I think that would be very good for herself and for the children to maybe help her draw some healthy boundaries. Just my opinion. And if the father, maybe could stop presenting himself as being kind of cocky, that might be good too. The father and the girlfriend are not perfect. They are far from perfect, obviously. And I bet you they would both say so. They would probably both agree with that. But at least they're not dialing 911 9 times in 6 months and supplying some supposedly convicted felon or accused felon with firearms that he is not allowed to have in his possession. That is huge, people. That is huge. It's disgusting as all get out. And it's behavior like that that makes responsible gun owners look bad. It's behavior like that that feeds into the frenzy that we need more gun control laws. But even more important than whether or not she's violating the law clearly by her own admission on a tape line, what kind of mother supplies firearms and has firearms in and out of the house? She said they come and go. Who is evidently too wishy-washy to find out whether or not the children could be at risk. This will be an interesting case to watch. And I do hope that when it goes to trial, that the mother's behavior in purchasing those firearms is properly addressed. Just my opinion. What do you guys think? Take a look at that video and let us know what you think about all of those 911 calls. One thing I would like to ask, though, is I don't want us putting the children's names or even any of the details of the other issues on this case, if you know what I'm saying. Because there are certain issues of this case that are something I don't think a bunch of strangers on YouTube should be talking about when there's an open case. I think it is a good thing that the lawyers went on that YouTube channel and answered questions for the subs. I think it is a very good thing. And I think they explained within that video exactly why they felt compelled to do so. And it makes sense. It makes good sense. Just my opinion. But at the same time, on this channel, we're not going to be saying their names. We're not going to be talking about a couple of those issues that are, like I said, something that we shouldn't be talking about. So that's what I think. Let us know what you think in the comment section below.